Tortoises are a family, Testudinidae, of land-dwelling vertebrates in the order Testudines. Tortoises are shielded from predators by a shell. The top part of the shell is the carapace, the underside is the plastron, and the two are connected by the bridge. The carapace is fused to both the vertebrae and ribcage, and tortoises are unique among vertebrates in that the pectoral and pelvic girdles are inside, rather than outside, the ribcage. Tortoises can vary in size from a few centimeters to 2 meters. They are usually diurnal animals with tendencies to be crepuscular depending on the ambient temperatures. They are generally reclusive animals. Use of the terms turtle, tortoise, and terrapin. Differences exist in usage of the common terms turtle, tortoise, and terrapin, depending on the variety of English being used. Usage is inconsistent and contradictory. These terms are common names and do not reflect precise biological or taxonomic distinctions. The American Society of Ichthyologists and Herpetologists uses turtle to describe all species of the order Testudines, regardless of whether they are land-dwelling or sea-dwelling, and uses tortoise as a more specific term for slow-moving terrestrial species. General American usage agrees. Turtle is often a general term, although some restrict it to aquatic turtles. Tortoise is used only in reference to terrestrial turtles or, more narrowly, only those members of Testudinidae, the family of modern land tortoises, and terrapin may refer to turtles that are small and live in fresh and brackish water, in particular the diamondback terrapin, Malaclamys terrapin. In America, for example, the members of the genus Terrapin dwell on land, yet are referred to as box turtles rather than tortoises. British usage, by contrast, tends not to use turtle as a generic term for all members of the order, and also applies the term tortoises broadly to all land-dwelling members of the order Testudines, regardless of whether they are actually members of the family Testudinidae. In Britain, terrapin is used to refer to a larger group of semi-aquatic turtles than the restricted meaning in America. Australian usage is different from both American and British usage. Land tortoises are not native to Australia, yet traditionally freshwater turtles have been called tortoises in Australia. Some Australian experts disapprove of this usage, believing that the term tortoises is better confined to purely terrestrial animals with very different habits and needs, none of which are found in this country, and promote the use of the term freshwater turtle to describe Australia's primarily aquatic members of the order Testudines because it avoids misleading use of the word tortoise and also is a useful distinction from marine turtles. Biology. Female tortoises dig nesting burrows in which they lay from 1 to 30 eggs. Egg laying typically occurs at night, after which the mother tortoise covers her clutch with sand, soil, and organic material. The eggs are left unattended, and depending on the species, take from 60 to 120 days to incubate. The size of the egg depends on the size of the mother and can be estimated by examining the width of the cloacal opening between the carapace and plastron. The plastron of a female tortoise often has a noticeable V-shaped notch below the tail which facilitates passing the eggs. Upon completion of the incubation period, a fully formed hatchling uses an egg tooth to break out of its shell. It digs to the surface of the nest and begins a life of survival on its own. They are hatched with an embryonic egg sac which serves as a source of nutrition for the first 3 to 7 days until they have the strength and mobility to find food. Juvenile tortoises often require a different balance of nutrients than adults, so may eat foods which a more mature tortoise would not. For example, the young of a strictly herbivorous species commonly will consume worms or insect larvae for additional protein.